Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video, the popular Chechen fighter Khamzat Chimaev did not take kindly to the statement of Shavkat Rakhmonov, who contemptuously ridiculed his nickname. And so he responded to Rakhmonov. But Rakhmonov and Chimaev may be using this incident not only to stay in the spotlight, but also to promote a potential future bout between them that could become a very high-profile event.
You're the boars, you know. I'm become the boars now. I eat everyone.
Now, Rakhmonov himself says he's ready to fight Chimaev.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. That man gives me chills.
The tenor in your voice.
How come? How do I bullshit guy gotta stop?
And if this fight does take place, many are sure that Rakhmonov will be defeating Chimaev. So we're going to see who all thinks so. Also later in this video, the undefeated native of Dagestan, Mokaev, who represents Great Britain in the UFC, asked them to not mention his Russian origin. And then at the end of the video, former UFC double champ Conor McGregor promised the WWE employee that he would break their jaw in 3 places. So as always, the video is going to be pretty interesting. Now if you do enjoy it, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much in advance. When someone calls himself a wolf, wolves are below us, Rakhmonov posted on social media. So naturally, Chimaev took offense to Rakhmonov's words and considered them to be, well, pretty offensive, and he did take it personally. So of course, Borz's answer was immediate, saying, "To be called a wolf is an honor more than to be a jackal in life." Shortly thereafter, Rakhmonov then deleted his comment, leaving only a photo on his page. Now, I think Rakhmonov did not really mean to offend Chimaev, but again, Chimaev's nickname Borz means more than just nicknames. It has wolves, it has a special meaning in Chechen culture. It's not just a nickname. In Chechnya, the wolf is a symbol of endurance and courage, and is also considered the keeper of traditions. In Chechen culture, wolves are often mentioned in songs, stories, and legends. But Rakhmonov and Chimaev may only be using this feud to stay in the spotlight, but also to promote that future bout between them. Because, well, it would be a pretty high-profile event. Now, while athletes may claim that they are not going to fight each other, things can and do change. Again, it's the UFC, anything can happen. It is also worth considering that both fighters are in the same weight class, which theoretically makes their fight even the more probable. The exchange of words and statements can then fuel the interest in their personas, which then help draw attention to the upcoming event. So in that way, both fighters can use that conflict to their advantage and gain some additional notoriety. Currently, Khamzat Chimaev and Shavkat Rakhmonov are ranked 3rd and 6th in the UFC welterweight rankings, and millions of fans honestly would probably love to see that fight. For instance, Shavkat Rakhmonov, the Kazakh fighter, has already expressed his willingness to fight Chimaev, saying, "Chimaev said he didn't want to fight me. He speaks correctly. We are 2 fraternal people, but if the UFC offers him a fight, he will not refuse, and I won't refuse either. It is just a sport. I treat all Chechens well. The fight will show who is stronger, who is the best fighter," Rakhmonov stated in an interview with Vesnik MMA YouTube channel.
Let's go, brother. Let's go. I'm gonna get some smoke, bro. I'm gonna give him some shot, bro. And let's see who is the real gangster.
So what is your opinion on who would win in a fight between Chimaev and Rakhmonov if the fight were to take place? For instance, UFC fighter Jorge Masvidal is confident that Shavkat Rakhmonov will defeat Chimaev, saying, "I think Rakhmonov will break Chimaev. I don't believe in Chimaev's height. He's big for his weight class and he's good at fighting, but he can face someone who's just as good at wrestling and has guns in his hands. He will have to prove me wrong," Masvidal said on the MMA Hour. However, Borz is going to be having his next fight in the middleweight division against American Belal Muhammad, who is in the 4th ranking of the top 10 of the division, and could become the rival of Nomad, but many are sure that most likely Rakhmonov's next fight in the UFC will actually be against former welterweight champ Kamaru Usman. According to an insider, this confrontation is in development. There is a high probability of them meeting in the octagon. However, who would you prefer to see Rakhmonov fight more, Kamaru Usman or Belal Muhammad? Please go ahead and share your thoughts down in the comments below. And as for Jorge Masvidal, he said that he could end his career after the fight with Gilbert Burns. saying, "This could be my last fight. If I lose, I will most likely end my career. But if I win, that means I'm moving in the right direction. If I take a risk and do everything right, I think I will achieve my goal," said the 38-year-old. Now, by the way, his fight with Gilbert Burns will be taking place on April 8th and will be held at UFC 287. So this means that we are in for another awesome fight. The undefeated native of Dagestan, Mokaev, who represents Great Britain in the UFC, asked them not to mention his Russian origin, saying, "I do not like it. Please just leave only Dagestan on my next exit," the 22-year-old fighter wrote on social media, making it clear that he does not want to see the inscription Russia next to his name. Mokaev, who was born in Dagestan, one of the Russian republics, but now lives in England and is a British citizen. Some believe that his decision to drop the mention of Russian origin may be due to the current situation in the world. However, Mokaev did not comment on his decision in more detail, and there is no evidence that his decision is connected precisely with that geopolitical situation. In any case, Mokaev continues to compete in the UFC and remains one of the most promising fighters in his weight class. Former UFC champ Conor McGregor reacted to the news about the possible purchase of WWE by Endeavor, who also owns the UFC, saying, "Congrats to the UFC, which is now worth $12 billion. I will try to fight in WWE. Incredible power," McGregor wrote on social media. In response, WWE manager and employee Paul Heyman wrote, "Conor is a copycat of Roman Reigns. Hold your horses, Grandpa. I will come and break your jaw in 3 places," McGregor replied to Heyman. Now, Endeavor, the owner of the Ultimate Fighting Championship promotion, has announced that it has acquired WWE, the world's leading wrestling league, according to the organization's website. Now, the agreement provides for the transfer of 51% of the shares to the company. The other part will remain at the disposal of the current shareholders. WWE management expressed the hope that working with the UFC will take the league to a new level. Former UFC champions Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar already currently compete in the WWE. So I don't know what that exactly means. The UFC just bought WWE. So what can we as fans expect from this? Maybe you have an opinion on this. Go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comments. And that is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to that channel. Thank you very much in advance.